Welcome back, guys, to what is actually going to be my season review episode, which I'm just going to review on all 20 teams in the Premier League. I'm just looking for the... should have done this off camera, but bear with me a sec. I'm just going to look for the thing that I'm looking for. Found it, and it's just literally going to be me going through all 20 teams, starting off with Arsenal. Arsenal, I think, won the FA Cup last season and started the season off well, beating Chelsea in the Capital Community Shield. So that was a good start for them in the league. And they've been pretty decent. That signing of Czech really did bolster their title challenge. Didn't win it, but came second on the final day of the season. And I think for Arsenal fans, I think they're pretty happy with how the result of the season went. Secondly, it's Aston Villa. Now, they're relegated. They're going to the Championship, going to be playing their real big rivals in Birmingham. And to be honest, they deserved it. They deserved being relegated because they haven't played well all season. I think only getting 3 wins from 38 games, which is terrible. And 16 points in the end of the season. I think that's how many they got. They just haven't been playing well. There needs to be something big happening at Villa in order for them to try and get any success in the future and to get back to the days when they were challenging for Europe. Like I remember, I think that was like 2008 when they did that. But onto the third team. Next are Bournemouth. They were promoted to the Premier League, and to be honest, I thought they would struggle at first, but then I saw how good their squad actually is, and I thought they'll scrape relegation, but they've done more than that. I know they finished 16th, and 16th is not really a good place to finish, but for the Bournemouth it is, because it means they're in the Premier League next season. But their team under Eddie Howe has been amazing, and I think it was like Bournemouth were in administration, threatened by administration, and could have been shut down like back in the 90s or something like that, if I do remember. For them to now be in the Premier League and getting better, I have to admit, they are getting better. They're going to get better, especially with the new TV deal. I think Bournemouth have got a bright future ahead of them. Next are Chelsea. Now, as a Chelsea fan, I keep showing you this, and you all should know I am a Chelsea fan by now. Not good enough. I mean, if I just show you the team that we have players like Hazard, Willian, Pedro, Costa, all these players, Courtois last season, all these players last season were unbeatable. We could not lose. Well, we did 3 times, but we were strong, and we gave a fight last season and we won it. And I think we were deserved champions. This season, pathetic from the team. I mean, yes, what happened with Jose Mourinho in the first day of the season was unacceptable, but I don't think that should have affected their performance. I think they should have just played to the same standards as they did the season before. And if they did that, I don't think we'll be in the position we are today, and I think we'll still be in Europe next season. Next are Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, I think, finished like 17th or... no, 14th. I'm not too sure where Crystal Palace finished, but all I can tell you is they had a great start to the campaign, and about Christmas time, they just dropped down, and I think they only it took them till March, end of March, April time for them to get their first win in 2016, which is pathetic, I think, because Crystal Palace were at one stage last year, I would have said they were going to probably get European football. I thought they were that decent of a team, but I've been proven wrong, and they are now still in the Premier League, but only just. Next is Everton FC. Now, they've got a an amazing squad here with the likes of Lukaku, Barkley, Stones, McCarthy, Jagielka. That is a decent squad, and they should be fighting for Europe. And rightly so, Martinez has been sacked pretty recently because they did finish 12th, which I think is a bit pathetic from Everton, because I do think Everton are an amazing team, and I do think Everton do deserve a bit of success. I mean, I think they were unlucky against Man United in the FA Cup when they conceded in, like, I think it was the 90th plus 4 minutes or something like that, going to extra time, but then Martial scored. So I think they were a bit unlucky there, but again, they should be doing better. Now, where do I start? Leicester City, Premier League champions, underdogs, not favourites at the start of the season, proved everybody wrong, and look at them now. They're in Champions League next year, going to be playing Barcelona in their pre-season tournament, may even get them in the Champions League group stage. Leicester City, though, amazing. The players like Mahrez, Vardy, Albrighton, Drinkwater, Kante, Hoof, Morgan, Schmeichel. That team has performed well this season and deserved champions. They never gave up, and they just show why I love football, because football is unpredictable and things like this can happen, and it's not always the teams like Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal that are always winning the league. It can happen, and Leicester have proved that it can. Liverpool. Where do I start with this team? Well, under Brendan Rodgers at the start of the season, they had a slow start, I personally think, and they didn't do as well as they could have, but they sacked Rodgers and they brought in Klopp. Klopp, I thought, was always going to end up at Liverpool. Like, when he first got linked to them, I thought that was a move that would suit Liverpool, and it's proven right, because I think Klopp has turned Liverpool around. I mean, they've got to the Capital One Cup final, and they lost on penalties, a bit unfortunate for them. And tonight they're playing, when I'm recording this, tonight they're playing Sevilla in the Europa League final, and I think they can do well in it, and I personally hope they do win. So on to the next team. Next is Manchester City. Their team is full of talents: Torre, Silva, Aguero, Company, Sterling maybe, Hart as well. Their team is amazing. They should be winning the league year after year. Haven't this year, but next year they've got not Pellegrini, he's leaving. They've got Guardiola coming in, former Bayern Munich manager, and I think Manchester City will become the next biggest team in Manchester. Next up is Manchester United, the Red Devils. Their team is full of amazing talents, again, like I keep saying with all of this. But this season, I feel they should be doing better than what they did. I think they finished 5th, and for a team like Man United, with all their history and all their success in the past under Sir Alex, they should be doing better. They should be easily doing better. But I mean, Louis van Gaal could be Jose Mourinho next season. If Jose Mourinho does go next season, I personally think Manchester United will end up winning the league, because Jose Mourinho is that good of a manager. So I think if Man United want to be successful again, I think they need Jose Mourinho to take over in the managerial role. This is going to be the end of part 1 of my season review. In part 2, look forward to me reviewing on Newcastle, Norwich, Southampton, Spurs, Stoke, Sunderland, Swansea, Watford's, West Brom's and West Ham's season. Look forward to that in the next episode. next part of this season review. And if you have liked this episode, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here so you don't miss out on any of my content. And until my next video, which will be up later on tonight, which would be the second part of my season review, I will see you all later. Goodbye.